welcome to my channel. Welcome back. I'm probably a little bit more awake than my last video. But yeah, I just want to kind of do like a little get ready with me while I do my makeup. And if you know me, we ain't going nowhere, but we do have people to see, as Jackie Anna said. But yeah, I'm just gonna do my makeup, and honestly, I just want to talk. I just want to like have a little chit chat, especially about post-grad life, because baby, let's get into it. I graduated during this pandemic Lovato like last year, so it's been like over a year and like some change. And this is the Sephora. Honestly, I'm not too focused on putting the products in the description box. I can do that, but I just really want to talk about post-grad life because I feel like it's definitely something that is kind of talked about, but because my generation, specifically class of like 2020, 2021, etc., you know, in college, by the way, it is completely different. And I feel like, you know, the fact that we literally graduated in a freaking pandemic Lovato, as I like to call it, and we're still kind of like expected, you know, to go out into the world and like get a job and all these different things. And especially now with like inflation and, you know, like these prices are insane, and like this job market is insane. It's just crazy to me, and it really has had me like reflecting on like, what was all of this for? Some of this might seem like, wow, Brenda, that's so negative. It's not really negative. It's just like, I call myself a realist, and these are just kind of like my observation and how I feel. For some people it might be different, obviously, but this is just like my experience and how I feel. And like, you know, obviously, people can definitely differ and feel differently. Like, that's totally fine. It's not that serious, but that's just my experience. So the other day I was like, you know, hanging out with one of my friends, and this guy came to us like in the park, and, you know, he wanted to interview us, and he was like, can I talk to you? And I'm like, first of all, I don't want to be on camera. I look like a mess. I just came from work. I don't want to do that. And he basically was like, you know, I want to talk about, you know, like he wanted to talk about like the rent prices in New York and all these different things and whatever. But then we started getting into a conversation about, well, I feel like college is worth it. Do you feel like it's necessary to go to college? I personally feel like this is a conversation that a lot of people have been having way before COVID, but I think now more than ever, especially because once again, like the market, you know, people can't afford to take out so many loans and can't afford college. People have always not really been able to afford college, but I feel like now it's a little bit, you know, heightened. Just to put into perspective, I'm a first generation college student. Like, I'm the first generation immigrant, first generation college student. Like, I honestly, I think looking back, I think I'm the first one, which not me, but I get emotional. I think I'm the first one in my family to go to college in the US of America. I'm the first one, which I kind of knew that when I was like, you know, in school. But now that I'm like thinking about it, I'm like, damn, like I am the first one to go to school, which is a lot of pressure. And we talk a lot about this, like in a lot of social media platforms, where it's like the first, like if you're the oldest daughter in a family, like if you know, you know. And so I was thinking about this, and I was just kind of like, I mean, I didn't really have a choice to go to college. Like I kind of had to, because everyone's looking at me. I'm the only one to have had, like, you know, to have gone, because nobody else did. And so I basically was just like, you know, meaning like college, like 4-year college, you know, I had the full college experience. And all that to say, I've just been thinking, and I'm not saying don't go to college. In my experience, so I majored like in public health, like, you know, health equity and everything. And there's a lot I can do with that. I can like, you know, do, you know, health, you know, administration work. I can do all that. I personally don't like hospitals though, but I am very much into like health equity work, which there are a lot of spaces for that. But honestly, I feel like for me, when it comes to applying to jobs, I feel like the point of me getting a bachelor's degree thus far has been only for me to be able to check a box and say that I went to college. Does that make any sense? Like, and then maybe they'll look at my application. And I feel like right now it's just like really hard to like obviously like get a job. Not only that, but just kind of like, you know, we're not gonna set our face. just gonna do, maybe I'll do a little eyeshadow. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like trying to finesse and do something. Maybe I'll use this, oh my gosh, Makeup Geek, if you remember. Oh my gosh, this shade, like look at my palette, y'all. It's like, I don't know, I got this when I was like a junior in high school or sophomore in high school. They had like a pop-up shop. Yeah, I just feel like for me and my experience thus far, I feel like it kind of like, okay, I'm fine, I'm gonna set my face a little bit. It kind of feels so far as if like, you know, my bachelor's degree, I only got it just for the sole purpose of them possibly being like, you know, because it is kind of, I mean, we're kind of steering away from the whole you need a bachelor's degree or whatever. It seems like you're more, people respect you more when you say that you went to school and got an education. I think, I don't know, maybe in my circle, it's not really that big of a deal if you say you don't go, as long as you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get my certification, or I'm gonna get this, or trading school. Like there's so many more options out there. But I think for me, in my case, I'm just like, literally the point is, because people, you know, just so that you can look at my application. So anyway, I just was like thinking about that, because I literally was just kind of like, was college worth it? Is college worth it? And like, you know, like we don't get taught like what the market's gonna look like and everything, and like how to like interview and like how to fill out a resume. The fact that there are so many people out here saying like, you have to tailor your resume for every single job, or, you know, you shouldn't really have to do that. I'm like, which is it? Which is it? So it's just like honestly a lot and like super overwhelming, but I just had to get that off of my chest, because I'm like, that's just a thought that I've been having. Obviously, I do think there is some value in going to school. There definitely is, in my opinion. I do think there's value in going to school, and especially because, you know, I went to school, you know, a 4-year college. I was able to live on campus. I met tons and tons of people who I am great friends with till this day. Like you get to meet people who are not necessarily like in your circle, and like people you wouldn't have met on another day. Your brain or your mind expands. Like I think the college experience and meeting new people and hearing different viewpoints, I do love learning. I think for me, when it comes to college, obviously if you are going to law school, all those different things, you do need to go to schooling. That's not, you know, a thing. But where's this palette? Dang. Sorry, I'm like looking for a dark brown. Okay, yeah, we're gonna use the Jackie Aina, this palette. Look at this beauty. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, the brush fell out. Literally, this palette is brand spanking new. I have not really used it because my friend got it for me like for the panini press, and I genuinely forgot about it. Oh my gosh, I forgot what eye look I was gonna do. I think I know what I'm gonna do. So let's just get back into focus, Brenda. Maybe I might just do something simple. I really wanted to do color, but I'm just like, Brenda, do we really want to do color? I really just wanted to hop on the camera and just like vet, honestly, about post-grad. Because it's just kind of like, oh, are you going to get a job? Like, and then you over here doing the job hunt, and you're applying to so many jobs, and they're not even getting back to you, bro. Like, you're just kind of, at this point, I feel like when I apply, it's just sent into thin air. Like, it just kind of like the cloud. When you go to Apple Store and older folks are like asking, you know, people who are not as techie, asking like, oh, what is the cloud? And I'm like, it's this being, I don't work at the Apple Store, but I'm just saying, like, it's kind of like you're trying to explain the cloud to someone. It's like, it's this thing, and this is where your application goes. And you're just like, okay, no, girl. But we got this, I guess. But I feel like it's definitely a little bit more difficult, in my opinion, because of the panini press. And just like the market is really competitive right now. Like it's really competitive, and it's hard to get an interview, bro. It's honestly hard to even get an interview for someone to see your application. And the whole networking thing, okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop. I kind of want to do this eyeshadow here from Makeup Geek. This eyeshadow here, I used to love this eyeshadow. Let's see how it swatches. It's like so pretty. I used to love this thing. Look at this. Ah! Y'all see this? Oh my gosh, I used to love this eyeshadow. It's like, okay, let's see how it looks. Into the Girl. Y'all seen this? Period. Yes. Oh my gosh. My mirror is cracked, but you know what? We're about to... This is so pretty. Oh my gosh. We're just gonna do the other one. Let's see if it looks the same without the water. It doesn't hit. It just doesn't hit the same. It doesn't like... Let's see how this looks. Maybe also it's like not the best brush, but you know what? We're just playing around when this is not... Brenda, period. We're gonna blend it out. I'm gonna add some warmth to my crease, but this is so pretty. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna add some warmth to my crease and like fix this up, and then we'll be right back. I'm back. I don't know what I did. I honestly was just playing around with the colors. Like I maybe kind of got a little overboard. Like I said, I'm starting to get back into like colors and things like that. It looked okay. The lashes look like as if I'm about to fly away. And I got these lashes from Amazon. It's, how do they look out the package? This is how they look. And I just figured with something like with the colors that I was going for, maybe I should like do lashes like these. But the thing is like, I can't find my scissors. So they're like extremely long, especially like at the end here. You know, but it's, I mean, it's fine. I'm not going anywhere. Like, it's totally fine. I was just like playing around. And then I used some of the, like the lid color here, like for my nose, which isn't too bad. And then I just used like some like pinkish gloss. I didn't want to do any highlight. Like it would just be too much, kind of taking away from the attention from here. I don't think it looks too bad. It's giving a little bit of 2016 makeup, but it's okay. Like, I just feel like I would like to speak more to people who graduated the last 2 years so that I just don't feel like I'm alone in this application process. But I think TikTok definitely helps with like exposure to just kind of like, yeah, the job market is really difficult. And I'm really starting to think, I'm like, was it actually even worth it for me to get my degree? And let me just say this. It's not like I had a choice to get my degree. It's not like I would have been like, well, I would have been doing this. Like, no, for me, I didn't really have a choice. It is what it is. But it just gets me thinking sometimes. But anyway, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe because you won't see me anymore. And maybe I'll pop up sometimes. You never know. If you graduated last year or two, I would love to hear your experience and like what your experience was like. If you want me to do more of these looks or just chit chats, get ready with me, which I love because I can talk all day, then let me know. And yeah, so I will see you next video. Bye. Oh my gosh, I really need to get rid of my contacts.